it's Bree Bear, and today I'm filming another video. I filmed and uploaded a video. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's going to be uploaded before this. I filmed a video and it was all about what I've been reading and why I was gone for a while. So if you didn't see that, go ahead and check that out. But I found out like right after that Booktube-A-Thon is next week. So next week I'm going to be uploading probably, hopefully, if I can manage it, daily. Hopefully, that is the goal, fingers crossed. I'm reading a bunch of books. So I'm going to be doing vlogs for sure. I may do the challenges. I'm going to try. My hair always looks funky in my videos, guys. I promise my hair normally looks really nice. Okay, so if you don't know what Booktube-A-Thon is, I will link the channel down in the description box. But basically this video is just going to be a little bit of an announcement that I am going to be participating in Booktube-A-Thon this year. And going to also include my TBR list, which is part of one of the challenges of Booktube-A-Thon. Basically, Booktube-A-Thon is basically just a week of awesome book readingness that a YouTuber came up with this idea, and she's like, let's celebrate booktube and everybody read at the same time as much as they can for a whole week. And there's 7 challenges that go with Booktube-A-Thon, and within those challenges it has to do with either what book you're reading or where you read it or whatever. It has to do with things like that, just to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting. And there's also things on Twitter and Instagram as well that go with Booktube-A-Thon. Like I said, I will link the channel for Booktube-A-Thon down in the description if you are interested in joining in. So the first Booktube-A-Thon challenge this year is to read a book with someone on the cover. I had originally picked out a different book for this, and then I just kind of like went back and forth for a while and finally settled on this one. Glozell Green's Is You Okay? I picked up this book because I A, think she's a great, adorable comedian, and B, think that it's awesome to support YouTubers and to learn more about their life and their story and things like that, and more of the person behind the videos. And so I decided that I would read this because I've had it on my shelf for a little while and I still haven't read it, and it's relatively short, so it will be perfect for Booktube-A-Thon. The next challenge is to read a hyped book. For this I chose The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. This is a book that I recently purchased at Books A Million for $5. And it's something that I've heard both good and bad things about, actually, but mostly good things. It's like a popular book. It's on a lot of popular book lists, so it's like on the popular section in Goodreads. So I decided that I would go with that because I already have it and I still haven't read it. It is one of the longest books in my Booktube-A-Thon stack, so this one is going to be a little bit more of an endeavor. But I wanted to read it anyways. It was actually in my TBR for July anyways, so I decided I would just go ahead and do it. And so hopefully I will be able to get into this one. And I have no idea how I'm going to feel about it, so we will find out and I will let you guys know. The next challenge is to read a book in a day. This could be pretty easy for me, and I could choose from tons of different books. And honestly, I'll probably be doing that multiple times throughout the challenge anyways, because of the fact that a lot of these books are shorter to me. So I would probably be doing that anyways, but I decided to pick up a book that I've had for a while and haven't read, and that is the manga version of Pride and Prejudice. This is the manga classics. And basically what they've done is they've taken a lot of classic literature and novels and put them into manga form with art and everything. And I think it's really cool. And so I think I'm going to read this. It is a pretty long book, but for me, reading a manga is super fast. The next challenge is to read a book with a character, or is to read about a character that is very different from you. And I struggled with deciding on this particular one because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to I kind of didn't want to do that ethnic based thing of like, oh, they're of a different ethnicity and a different culture than me. I didn't want to do that, but I didn't know how to do it any other way, because you can't know about like the character's mentality very much before you read the book. I decided I would go the more ethnic route with a book that I've had on my shelf for a while that I got at Lifeway 5 ever ago, and that is Esther by Angela Hunt. And this is about Jews and pagans and kind of the battle between them. You have a pagan king and then these Jewish people that are kind of oppressed and things, you know. Story of the Jewish life, oppression. Poor Jews. They've had so many situations where they've been oppressed. I decided I would go that route because I've never really experienced the situation where I've been oppressed. Even, you know, if I've been in a situation where I'm really not able to express my thoughts. I mean, there's no comparison really to the things that some people have gone through because of what they believe and what their faith is. The next challenge was to read a book entirely outside, and I think that this was a genius idea, because a lot of times we'll end up indoors all day as readers. We just don't even think about the need to go outside. We kind of forget that we probably should get some fresh air. By the way, you guys, I totally knocked over my Starbucks drink a minute ago. Like, dumped it all into like one of my boxes of pens, and I still didn't clean it out yet, so now my pens are gonna be all sticky and gross, and I'm gonna have to clean them. But on the bright side, it was not my everyday pens or like fountain pens or anything super important, so it's okay. It's just a giant container of a bunch of pens. But anyways, it's supposed to be hot again next week and rainy. I'm going to do this challenge. I'm gonna do it. Maybe I will do like get up super early in the morning, or like go out at night like at 2 a.m. or something when it's like cooler out, and just try that and see if it's cool enough to read outdoors. So we'll see if I can pull that off. This is the book Glitter and Glue by Kelly Corrigan. I picked this up at the dollar store for $2 because it looked so cute. It has like this mail on it, and apparently it's a memoir, which, to be honest, I don't really know a lot about what the purpose of a memoir is, so I'm gonna find out in a few minutes right after I finish this video to make sure that my concept of a memoir is correct, because I don't want to like be totally stupid going into this book and not know what I'm reading. It sounded fun and light with some actual stuff in it and not just like a silly love story or anything. Like, it's actually got weight to it. Like the bottom says of the synopsis says, this is a book about the difference between travel and life experience, stepping out and stepping up, fathers and mothers, but it's mostly about whom you admire and why, and how that changes over time. So it's a pretty short read. The next challenge is to read a book that you bought because of the cover. And for me, that is The Book of Strange New Things by Michael Faber. I purchased this book literally like yesterday, which turns out it was already something I think that was on my TBR anyways, but I don't know really anything about it or remember anything about it. And so I literally purchased it because I thought the cover looked like something that had to do with one of my TBR books, or looked something like something that I had been planning on reading. So I got it because of the cover. The last challenge is to read 7 books. Now, I am planning on reading the pick that was chosen for, like, everybody read this book. I mean, you don't absolutely have to, but it's like most people are probably gonna read it. I really want to read it because I think it sounds so good. So good. And I went to Books A Million today and they didn't have it, and I was so sad. They didn't have it at that one store, that one particular store. They have it like all the other stores. The one that we went to didn't have it. And we didn't have time to go to the other stores at the time, so I just... And then I called Half Price Books a few minutes ago and they were like, well, we're kind of like all mixed up with our YA and teen stuff at the moment, so I don't think we have it, but we might, and it just might be mixed up, so we will, if you call back in the next couple business days, we can check again and see for sure if we have it or not, but I can't find it at the moment. I'm like, brr, I mean, brr. And I'm like, grr. That's what I'm going to say. And then I tried to call at Henderson, then I tried to call the local Barnes, well, not local, but nearest Barnes & Nobles, and my call failed in the middle of her looking for the book, so I'm going to try again later, or tomorrow, and try calling again, and see if I can get my hands on it. If I can get my hands on it, then my 7th book will be Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index by Julie Israel. And I think this book cover, this particular one, is so gorgeous. So I have to get that particular cover, like, period. No questions asked. I'm getting that cover. I don't want the other one with the girl on it. It has to be that cover. In the case that I cannot get my hands on that book, because I want a physical copy of it, I don't want to get the ebook. If for some horribly sad reason I cannot do that, I still have 2 other books that are supposed to be in my TBR for July that I will choose from. And those books are Julie Clausen's The Painter's Daughter, which I love Julie Clausen's books so much. I almost put this one as my person on the cover, but it's way longer, so I decided to switch. And the other option is The Marketing of Evil by David Kublian. This is a relatively short book, so if I don't have that much time, then I'll go for this one. If I have a little bit more time, then I'll go for this one. It is more likely than not that I will have the situation where I will be riding in my car or riding with someone else in the car, or in a situation where I have time to listen to a book. So I may end up adding in some audiobooks, and those definitely will include, more likely than not include, Return to the Isle of the Lost and Rise of the Isle of the Lost. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it if you hang out with me during Booktube-A-Thon and make me not feel like I'm alone in this Booktube-A-Thon world, and like give me some love and make sure that you like leave me comments and stuff and tell me that you're doing Booktube-A-Thon too. If you are, leave a comment on this video and be my best friend. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, get your friends to do Booktube-A-Thon if they can. Guys, love you guys so much, and peace out, Bear Scouts. About your worries and your stress. I mean a bare necessity. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your stress. I mean a bare necessity. That's why a bear can rest at ease